second film for free to all sailing schools and yacht clubs, not just in the United States, but abroad. And that will really accomplish one of my two ultimate goals for this film. The number one goal was to keep Buddy's legacy alive in perpetuity so that no sailor in the future would ever forget this sailing legend. There are many legends in our world and people who have become our mentors and set great examples for all of us through the history of our lifetime. And Buddy is one of them. So that was my first ultimate goal, keep his legacy alive. And then, as I said, to sail it forward, using this documentary as an opportunity for yacht clubs and sailing schools to use it as a fundraiser to help with their initiatives, their sailing initiatives and sailing programs for the youth. And I have to say that we have accomplished that. And in the last couple of years, since we rolled out this film at the Annapolis Film Festival in 2023, we have had 80 in-person screenings at yacht clubs and sailing organizations throughout the world, including not just United States, but Canada, Sweden, Europe, and also South America. And we've been able to raise more than $40,000 for those youth sailing programs because of this documentary. And so that to me is the beginning. And now with the new educational film called Lessons from the Wizard, we hope to achieve even more. So with that, I would like to just open it up for your questions to see what's on your heart with this.
Questions, comments, anyone?
Yes.
Well, I can just tell you a little story. My dad used to sail with Buddy Melges at Lake Geneva. And I've been on his boat, and I just sort of as a little child,
Wow.
young person up there. It was just so nice, and I've spent so many summers at Lake Geneva, that to see Yerkes Observatory, to see the little path that I used to run, come to the yacht club, where we would spread his sails.
Yes.
Out, and I used to sail on a boat that was competitive to his ILO.
Excellent. I think I know that boat very well.
So you're like,
Oh, yes, and I'll tell why. Yes, the Sills boat, yes.
His boat, and his dad also sailed on that boat. But just the little path that
Yeah.
used to come to the yacht club when we as kids would run and help lay. We thought we were helping lay the sails out and let them dry and stuff. So it was a very special film for me to see, and I thank you very much.
Oh, thank you for sharing. My boat was I-44. So I grew up sailing in Lake Geneva and racing as a youth, as a teenager. And my parents were very good friends with Buddy and Gloria. And so all through those years, Buddy was our mentor, our coach, and a superstar even back then. And so sailing to me it's a lifetime sport. And I still sail today. In fact, I have two of my crew members with me because we sail sonars in Lake Geneva now. So that's a 4-person boat with a spinnaker, main and jib. And we just enjoy just getting out there and being part of Mother Nature and just enjoying sailing. And so my why for creating this film is not just because I knew Buddy, but also in 2014, the old yacht club and sailing school were being torn down, and a new Buddy Melges Sailing Center was being created. And I thought to myself, what can I do to give back, to help with this initiative? Because it took a village of people at the yacht club to make this happen, just like it's been a village to create your beautiful yacht club here in Key Biscayne. And so I was inspired to use my career as a television journalist. I was a news anchor and a reporter in Kansas City with CBS. And so I was there for 25 years as a news anchor. And so I thought, after I left the anchor desk, I was doing a series called Kansas City Legacies with myself, and on Time Warner Cable, like I said. And they were half-hour specials of people who'd made a difference in the community. And someone said to me, well, why don't you do a legacy video on Buddy? And I said, that's an excellent idea. And so I called my partner, Mark Honer, and I said, I have a project for you. And so he came up and I did all the initial interviews with Buddy and Gloria and all that earlier footage that you saw in 2014 and 15. And after Mark looked at all of the film, he said, you know, Anne, we've got a makings of a documentary here, but we need to go beyond our Midwest sailing community and talk to the people who Buddy sailed with and against on a national and international level. And I just immediately said to Mark, we just got to go for it and make this happen. And whatever it takes, let's get it done. So that's when in 2019, we started getting the interviews with the key people like Gary Jobson, Bill Koch, Dennis Conner, even John Bertrand. And then COVID hit, and that kind of stopped us in our tracks. And then in 2021, we were able to complete all of our production and finish the film in 2022. And I really have to say I am so grateful that we were able to show the film to Buddy and Gloria in the fall of 22. And because Buddy passed away in May of 23, and that was actually the anniversary of when he won the America's Cup 30 years earlier. And then Gloria, she joined her soulmate this summer in July, this past summer, and it coincidentally happened on the 150th anniversary of the Yacht Club. So it's been quite a journey. This has really been a passionate project and labor of love for me and for Mark for the past decade, and we're not done yet. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And is there anyone with another question or comment with regard to the film?
Yeah, I was surprised looking at the film this time when I've seen it that the other, what you would call world champions, not just the respect that they had for him, but the emotional impact he had on all of them. You could see a lot of them were almost crying a lot of times when they were talking about what he meant to them. And that is a tribute of a real champion, I would think. So I was surprised to see that.
You know, Buddy embraced everyone, and he shared his talents even with his competitors. He always said, I want my competitors to be the very best that they can be, because then that challenges me to be the best. And he was that type of genuine person, and he treated everyone so fairly, and he had such a heart of gold that he embraced everyone. And when we did the interview with John Bertrand, well, obviously with Dennis Conner, and you saw him almost welling up with tears, it's because he had that impact on you. He made you feel important. Even when you're a competitor, it didn't matter. And John Bertrand, we did that interview, by the way, via Zoom. That was during COVID. We couldn't get to Australia. And the emotion that he felt when he just reminisced about how Buddy and Gloria just brought them into their home and just treated them like family. That's the key. Buddy treated everyone like family, like they were the most important person in his life. And to be honest with you, I think that's the mark of a successful person, not how high up the ladder you climb. That's not what I'm talking about, because that's not how you measure success. Success is measured by the number of people that you touch in your lifetime, because it's the relationships that you touch. That's what's most important. And that's what leaves a legacy. That's what leaves. And everyone has a story. And everyone is making an impact. Look at what the impact that you are making, Deborah. Look at the impact that Nicole has made with her film, and all of the other filmmakers that have, Michael Picard. And you don't even know the impact that you're having, but you've got a powerful story and you're willing to tell it and share it. And that's a gift. And that's a precious gift that you can't put a price tag on.
You mentioned how Buddy has had his grandson, a little bit about his grandson's story now.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, thank you, Linda, for mentioning that. Yes.
Buddy's grandson, Harry, at the end of March will be at Shakerland in Coconut Grove with him. So I'll let you know the dates and if it's come down. That'll be great. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh.
Just on a special trip. This is why.
Oh, thanks, Linda, for mentioning that. No, it is just awesome. Harry IV is definitely following in his grandfather's footsteps, not just his grandfather's footsteps, but his father's footsteps. Harry III is just as great of a sailor as his father and as his grandfather. Harry IV is just also creating his own mark in the sailing world internationally. Believe it or not, when they were when we filmed Harry IV and Finn Rowe, they were vying for the Olympics, and in 2022, and they were actually the youngest competitors for the Olympic trials and didn't make it, but they were right up there. Then fast forward, this past September, they were in the America's Cup, and they were part of the American Magic team, the youth team. And I have goosebumps because of the 7 crew members on the Junior America's Cup, only 4 of those crew members could be on the boat. 3 of those crew members on the boat were from Lake Geneva Yacht Club: Harry IV, Finn Rowe, and Kyle Navin. And it was spectacular. They sailed magnificently. Oh my goodness, the conditions that they had to sail in were just unbelievable. And they made it all the way to the finals in the America's Cup, and you won't believe who their competitor was. It was the Italian team. And they just barely lost to the Italians. But as far as I'm concerned, and everyone else, they are true champions, just to even get to the America's Cup to begin with, and to sail as well as they did. And so you're going to see a lot coming, a lot of great success coming from Harry IV. And he is on a path all his own. Yes, he always will say, he has such great respect for his grandfather, but he doesn't rest on those laurels. He doesn't rest on the Melges name at all. He is out there as his own person, making a mark for himself. And that is a true sailor and a true champion.